think we are all itching to get out and explore the far reaches of the world that don't include like the corner of the bedroom we've been stuck in for like a year and a half, but weirdly, I'm kind of comfortable being alone now, you know, I wasn't before, but now I am. Anyways, there are some places that aren't meant for the average traveler who likes like 5-star hotels. Welcome back, most amazing fam. I'm your host, Rachel Fisher, and today we are counting down our top 10 dark places only extreme tourists go. Grab your passport, let's get going. Number 10, Banff Springs Hotel. If you're a big fan of The Shining, then this may be for you. However, if you were forever scarred by "Here's Johnny," then I suggest you stay far away. Yeah. For over 130 years, the Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta has had an abundance of ghost stories so chilling you might not make the night. In 1926, a massive fire devastated a large portion of the hotel, leading to a later rebuild. But there are 3 main hauntings that continue to plague travelers while workers at the hotel just kind of nod and shrug because they're used to it. The first is missing room 873. The hotel removed the room after a multitude of paranormal encounters. Room 873 once witnessed an Amityville horror case of a family meeting violent ends by the husband, which was presumed the reason for the haunting. Every floor has rooms that end in 73 except for the 8th floor. Why is that? Cause ghosts. Then there's Bellman Sam, an employee named Sam McCauley who loved his job so much he never left. I have no idea what that feels like. And lastly, the ghost of the bride who dances alone in the ballroom in a flowing gown. So if you want to join her and get yourself a gown or a tux, then head on over to Banff Springs Hotel. Number 9, Bran Castle. This one is on my bucket list for sure, being the vampire enthusiast that I am, and I love history. If you are interested in seeing where Daddy Dracula was born, then you're gonna want to check out Bran Castle. Besides being insanely beautiful, the castle has a past steeped in bloodshed and horror. Vlad Dracul was a Wallachian prince who inspired Bram Stoker's monster, Count Dracula. However, some suggest that it wasn't just a story. Despite Stoker never having visited the castle himself, he described it with a terrifying accuracy when describing Dracula's home. A castle on the very edge of a terrific precipice, with occasionally a deep rift where there is a chasm with silver threads where the rivers wind in deep gorges through the forest. Man, what a great description. Vlad Tepes was also known as the Impaler, as he was infamous for dining while his dinner guests were impaled alive. Delightful. Talk about shish kebab, am I right? Whether Vlad actually lived at the castle for a time is disputed, but it was confirmed that he was captured and held there for a time. But still, there was a lot of awful things that happened there, and Bran Castle remains one of the most haunted castles in the world. Number 8, the Cave of Swallows. Just by looking at this picture, you know only the bravest of the brave go there. Located in San Luis Potosi, Mexico, the Cave of Swallows is one of the largest known cave shafts in the world, 11th deepest in the world. It could fit the Eiffel Tower inside it, just for perspective. Now, if I saw a giant hole in the ground, I like climbing, so I might do some rappelling action, but you saw that picture. People don't climb in, they jump. That's right, this is a popular base jumping spot. It's a 10-second fall from top to bottom with the parachute, so jumpers are risking certain death if even one thing goes wrong. I'm way too soft for that, so I'll stick to the climbing gym in my hometown. Number 7, Mount Chua. Adrenaline junkies, unite! This next one is literally only for the most extreme tourists, or not even tourists, I mean like extreme climbers. Noted as one of the most dangerous hikes in the world, tourists flock to it each year to put its title to the test. The Plank Trail is rumored to cause over 100 deaths a year, so just imagine how dangerous the rest of it is. The only thing protecting you from a steep vertical drop is the 0.3 meter wide plank. I would like to be the type of person who hears that and throws back their head with laughter. Haha, and says, what a challenge, but I'm not that person. Though it sounds kind of awesome, it doesn't sound as good as checking out a climbing wall at the gym. Though there are less risky options, many people still lose their footing and plummet to their deaths, so what a vacation. Number 6, Chi Chi Tunnels. I'm not claustrophobic, really, but even this freaks me out. The Chi Chi Tunnels are a 75-mile long tunnel system located in Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh City. It was used by the Viet Cong freedom fighters to run military campaigns and to evade the invading military forces, and they are terrifying. When the tunnels were first built, they were covered in deadly spiders and scorpions, which is not fun. Oh, and did I mention that they are super narrow and small? Yeah, so try avoiding that as you got like an arachnid just chilling above you and like you're skimming it. No thank you. Today they have been widened for the convenience of tourists, but that just goes to show how small they were when they were used in the 1960s during the Vietnam War. Soldiers had to shuffle through and endure stifling humidity right beside all the creepy crawlies. Today, it is a dark tourist spot which can be experienced for $1. In addition to exploring the tunnels, you can also get the chance to shoot an AK-47 rifle used during the Vietnam War and get a chance to gorge yourself on the food guerrilla fighters would have eaten. Number 5, Death Road. Sure, who wouldn't want to visit Death Road? It's called Death Road. Sounds like a great time. Nothing terribly life-threatening will happen there. Sarcasm. That was sarcasm. It's called Death Road for a reason. But after all, with a name like that, it has to live up to its promise. Death Road in Bolivia is not for the casual bike rider looking to marvel at wildlife. This is only for the extreme. Death Road is a single-lane road north of La Paz that has no railings or safety features. The road connects Bolivia's capital, La Paz, to the town Coroico, and this used to be the only road people were able to take in order to get from A to B. It earned its name after 200 to 300 deaths occurred because of the road in the 1990s. Not only is there a 2,000 feet drop, okay, there is also treacherous fog, landslides, and it never stretches beyond 10 feet wide, so imagine that with your tiny little car. Finally though, in the 2000s, the country built a new, well-guarded and well-maintained road as another safer option. Finally! Today, however, extreme adventurers still check it out, and any deaths are from backpackers or workers pushing their luck. Number 4, Stull Cemetery. I feel like this one is perfect to mention, especially during the spooky season we are now entering/in. If you don't know the lore around it, Stull Cemetery may be just like any other cemetery to you. But oh alas, good friend, you are wrong. The lore around this place is so strong that even the Pope refused to fly directly over it, right? Stull Cemetery in Kansas is rumored to be a gateway to hell, and may very well be. Every year, dozens if not hundreds of tourists flood to the resting place to investigate the paranormal. One of the strangest anomalies that occurs in the plot are spontaneous fires, like it's just randomly burning. Why they burn, no one quite knows. It's probably because there's like gas leaking out, but it adds to the theory that beneath the silent graves lies a pit of the wretched. The devil reportedly makes a personal appearance every Halloween night to visit the grave of a witch with whom the devil had a child. Sentimental. So cute. Their child reportedly materializes as a werewolf in the surrounding woods. Powerful dad. Many visitors have reported missing time and strange awful noises while camping out behind the church. And it's advised that you do, if you're gonna camp out, do it behind the church because then it will avoid patrols. But I'm not gonna give you advice, but I just did. Anyways, you know what to do. Number 3, Chernobyl. Personally, if someone ever mentioned that the place I was standing in had high levels of radiation, I would like run so far in the other direction. I don't want to be close to that stuff. So it sounds odd that anyone would like to take a vacation to Chernobyl, and yet it's possible and it happens. The Chernobyl disaster site welcomes not only hundreds but thousands of tourists every year despite radiation concerns because of what happened. For reference, in April 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant located near the city of Pripyat exploded, flooding the areas surrounding it with dense radiation. Though it is technically safe to visit, you need to get a permit and can only purchase a ticket 10 days in advance in order for the permit to go through. It's also recommended that you throw away your clothes after, so don't wear any Prada. Yeah, it definitely sounds safe to me too if you have to throw away your clothes. Tour guides are equipped with special monitoring equipment to gauge how much radiation guests are being exposed to, which I mean means they are being exposed to radiation in the first place. I don't know, man. You've got to have some dark desires to visit this place. And I'm curious, man. I'm curious. Have you visited? Do you want to? Let me know why. Number 2, Aokigahara. Another popular dark tourist spot is Aokigahara Forest, the legendary forest in Japan, infamous for the many people who take their own lives there. Since the 1970s, police and volunteers have ventured into the forest to seek out the bodies of the lost souls who ended up there so they can give them a proper burial. Hundreds of bodies have been found in the forest per year, and legends of the place being haunted surround the dense chasm of emptiness. It was recently popularized by the inappropriate reaction of Logan Paul when he encountered a body during his visit, which is crazy. 2003 was the deadliest year when 103 bodies were found. In an effort to reverse the grim situation, authorities have placed posters not only at the entrances, but in surrounding hotels, taxis, and other tourist places with information on where to get help and spread awareness. The pamphlets also add information on who to call if strange behavior is spotted by your neighbor in your hotel or something like that. Beyond the eerie possibility of discovering corpses, the forest is described as strangely quiet, with swirling, menacing branches. Wildlife is also almost non-existent, adding to the idea that this place is not a place that welcomes life. Number 1, Koyungi-K. If you have heard of the Khmer Rouge, then you know of the horrific events during the late 1970s by radical communist leader Pol Pot. Across 4 years, 1 in 5 Cambodian citizens were killed under his leadership, either through starvation, disease, or direct execution. The fields became the infamous locations of the deaths, and many tourists across the world choose to visit. It is not for the faint of heart, as they will shock and horrify you regarding the details about the genocide that occurred. This is just one of 300 killing fields across Cambodia, but this one is the most visited by tourists each year. Though it looks beautiful from afar, remnants of mass graves, holding rooms, and trees where speakers were held to drown out the violence occurring behind them are seen. So yeah, if you want to check this out, for sure it's a great educational opportunity, but it's definitely not for the faint of heart. And that was our top 10 countdown for today. If you like this video and you want more of it, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, press that little bell button so you know when the next video is gonna come up. Woo! It'll be a nice little surprise for your day. I've been your host, Rachel Fisher, and until next time, guys, take care. Stupid-doo! Whoa. All right, are you ready? I'm not. A castle on the very edge of a terrific precipice. Oh God, Christopher, can't breathe. Oh, you hear that? That was amazing. It's spooky season.